I've devoted my life to serving the community and Army families, volunteering in classrooms and at PTA events. I work professionally in daycare from the time I was 14. My husband, an Army major, has expertise in strategic, operational, and tactical logistics. Prior to assignment base, we lived 3 years in Wiesbaden, Germany. I testified today on behalf of my children. Principals in Hillsborough County have questionably been given authority to place cell towers at our schools with no input from the parents or community. This has proven divisive and clearly opposes the basic principles of zoning law. Honest people in our community, including children, now report adverse health problems that would be expected under conditions of chronic exposure to new intensities of radio frequency radiation, specifically microwave radiation. In fact, the frequencies deployed for the cell phone system are adjacent to that used for the microwave oven, 2.45 gigahertz. Cell phones operate at 1.8 to 2 gigahertz. These frequencies, by their size, are maximally absorbed by animal tissue and especially by children's brains. Senior radiation scientist Robert Watkins stated that these, quote, are in the range of frequencies with known adverse health effects, end quote. A recent hearing on Capitol Hill brought out these facts. I quote from a National Academy of Sciences report, an assessment of non-lethal weapons by the Naval Studies Board, Division of Engineering and Science, 2002. Quote, the first radio frequency non-lethal weapons is based on a biophysical susceptibility known empirically for decades. More in-depth health effects studies were launched only after the decision was made to develop that capability as a weapon. The heating action of RS signals is well understood and can be the basis for several additional directed energy weapons. Leap-ahead non-lethal weapons technologies will probably be based on more subtle human RF interactions in which the RF exposure causes an effect other than heating. For example, stun, seizure, startle, and decreased spontaneous activity. Recent developments in the technology suggest that the space to be explored for subtle yet potentially effective non-thermal biophysical susceptibilities is vast, end quote. The military has studied what subtle RF radiation does to the human body. They have been working on how to manipulate RF signals to create a desired negative effect on the enemy's ability to function. We do not want our children involved in what will be noted by future generations as one of the biggest involuntary hazardous exposures of children to date. According to the UK Parliament Independent Expert Group report of May 2000, quote, children may be more vulnerable because of their developing nervous system, the greater absorption of energy in the tissue of the head, end quote. The report states very clearly, quote, monitoring should be especially strict near schools. Emissions of greatest intensity should not fall within school grounds, end quote. If our family is fortunate enough to be sent overseas again, I will rest easy knowing that Germany and other countries are working toward the strict regulation of RS radiation. As long as I live in this country, I will not rest until this city and this nation have safeguarded the most vulnerable members of our society. I urge you to place a setback of 1,500 feet on cell towers from schools and monitor the schools to be sure of the radiation levels. Thank you.